Uh, I'm back again. I'm going to do a little rant, and then from there I'm going to go over the Dogman again. But on my little rant here, it's not really a rant. Me and Steve Ishdahl are friends, and Steve has pointed a lot of people towards my page and my information, which I appreciate. And everybody needs to know that I support Steve 100%. And if you've not noticed, I've been trying to gear my content and my videos to address in more detail some of the things that he talks about or he reads emails, because he's doing his thing and fishing and doing everything. And so, he threw out the Dogman subject again and talked about wanting people, if they got any information, to email, etc. Of course, we've talked about it, but I'm just saying from other people. And again, the Dogman subject is coming up, and so I'm trying to kind of fill in the gaps with the support for those people, because there are a lot of questions that are being asked, and a lot of people are new to the channel and new to all of this, and have had experiences with these things, these creatures. And so, I see my job, not or responsibility, is to help Steve. We're not associated in any way other than we're friends. There's no partnership other than the partnership of trying to just help people. And of course, we cooperate, and so, but I'm trying to kind of fill in the gaps and put up content, since I have some experience. I'm no expert by any means. The expert is Linda Godfrey, to be honest with you, or the one who has really done a lot of research on this, wrote books on it, had made for TV stuff, published shows, and other things. So, and I'll later in this video, I'll show the web page and how to get to it. But for this first part here, I'm just ranting and raving here. And of course, I would go out, but today's another bad day. And to do anything, it's a 60-70% chance of rain, high winds, and I'm definitely not going into the mountains with those sort of conditions. So I'm here stuck in the house and with a little bit better sound quality. And but that's, I just want people to know that we're trying to get the truth out. We're trying to help and support people, and I see part of my responsibility and way of helping is to fill in these gaps when Steve is reading emails and people ask about the Dogman, or people are getting upset or whatever because he's not getting enough information, or he's not reading enough, or whatever. So, I'm going to address that here because, like I said, I have had experiences with these creatures. I'm not a Dogman researcher. I ran into these things when I was researching Sasquatch, and I no longer research Sasquatch. I hate the term now, researcher. I just was a guy who just had curiosity and went and discovered stuff. How's that? It's a long way of saying I was a researcher. But I'm definitely amateur for sure, and I'm not an expert at all. But these things kind of found me, and I got photographs of them, and had some experiences. But I'm no expert. I don't really know a whole lot about them other than some variants and my own experience and my research, and then what other people have told me. And to be honest, I don't think that these creatures, there's not really any experts on these, just like there's no experts on the Sasquatch. I personally think they're a form of Nephilim, and in other words, they're a genetically created creature that has DNA that is very weird. I know that Dr. Ketchum did get some Dogman samples. I know that one of the samples I provided was Dogman that I collected. I know that Mary Green provided a Dogman sample, and I'm in posting conversations with Melba. They have a genome. They have a Dogman genome. It's just the money that it takes to do the analysis and the deep dive on that genome. From the best of my recollection, what I've been told, I'm not 100% on this, the DNA of the Dogman is a mixture of human and canine. And so, of course, it's more canine, but there is human DNA mixed in there. I'll tell you what I do know for those who are curious, because like I said, we're back to the Dogman again. Real quick, I've done several videos now here recently in the past year, and I will put the links to those videos, where I get in more detail, different things. I tell one of my eye contact encounter with one, and so and show the video that I took during that encounter, and go through the other encounters. But for this here, I'm going to do more of just basic knowledge of what I know, and kind of fill in the gaps for those who are curious, or those who have seen one or experienced something related to them. So here we go. So you can see on the screen here, it's always better when they're smaller and blown up. So there are 3 variants that I'm aware of, that I've experienced, and these are actual photographs. There's the horse-headed looking one, and these are enhancements and blow-ups of this one. He was behind us on a hike in Tellico near Tellico Lake in East Tennessee, so this is, you can see here the long, I wish it wouldn't keep popping up. You can see here the long, see how that's not too bad. You can see here there's the snout. It's kind of more, he's got a thicker, it's like a horse head. So there's another one. And this is that's the real photograph. That's just, it was several hundred yards behind me. Well, not several hundred yards, several hundred feet behind me. And I captured it on a back trail camera, which is a camera on my shoulder pointing backwards. Me and my brother-in-law were hiking, and we'd just gone through this area, and then he kind of popped up on the side of the trail and watched us as we went on around the corner. This one is more of the German Shepherd, normal canine looking one. This one was behind me, again near Tellico Lake, a different area about 2 or 3 miles away from there. This was on the area where I did research Sasquatch. This one allowed me to walk past him, and then was just in the foliage, and you can see there's this snout, the nose, and there's his jaws and the 2 ears there. Let me go down here. This is, you can kind of see I walked through here, and he was standing right there, let me walk by him. You see his shoulder and all that good stuff. He's very careful. You notice he's got the foliage in front of his eyes. And there's the cutout of that, so you can see it better. I know a lot of people say, you have to circle it out, whatever. Most people don't have the visual acuity to see it anyway. If I don't circle it and point it out, you're never going to see it. And that's why you don't see it in the wild, because it's there, and that's how well camouflaged. I think that kind of goes to show, he's just right in the middle of it. Just pops right and is standing right in the middle of the garbage. So, and this is a different angle of the same creatures I walked on by. So, a little bit different angle. You can see the nose and the long snout there. And then there's a third angle. Again, as I'm walking farther away. You can see him there, still there. It's not pareidolia. Pareidolia doesn't maintain its integrity after you changed your camera angle and the sun angle and the shadow angle. If it's pareidolia, it would disappear because it's made up of shadows and lights and other stuff. So, regardless of what you whiners want to think, it's not pareidolia. You can say, well, it's just something, but it's not a dogman. That's fine too. Now, let's see. Let's skip on down. This is the one, this is more of the German Shepherd one. This is the one I encountered that I actually got video of, and this is the one that I actually saw this one with my own two eyes, and like I said, I'll put the link to that encounter. And he was up on the side of a tree watching me. And there's some more. That's a good one. I mean, you can see his nose here. That's more of a traditional canine dog-like nose. And then another variant is everybody's told me they call it a flathead. That's just what they call it. And this is it here. This is the one that was behind me I did not see. And, they call it a flathead because the head on the top is flat and it has a snout more like a pig. Whereas the nose on the end is flat. And so that's what they call it, a flathead. That's just, basically it's breathing. If you'll watch right there, you can see the nostril open and close. For you pareidolia hounds, there's a pareidolia nostril. See, it's also moving his eye right there. But right there's his nostril. Open, closed, open. He's breathing. He's also wrinkling his snout a little bit, causing the foliage to move. So I always thought that was really crazy that I was able to capture the nostril opening and closing. It was taking a breath. So this creature does have to breathe, and it breathes oxygen, obviously. And this one, of course, I got decent video of. Here's I'll play the video. This is I've kind of stabilized it and centered it in the screen, of course. But this is this is how long it lasts. It's behind me. It's just a few feet behind me. I have a video camera on my left shoulder, and as I began to twist and turn around, I'm in a trail where the foliage is literally against my shoulders. It's that tight. The ceiling of this trail is probably about 6 feet. I'm 6'3", so I've got brush and stuff, all around my face and head, and I'm actually looking at an island. This is on a point, and so this thing was behind me here. Let's see if we can play that. There he is, and he leans forward, wiggles, and then I start to turn and go back, and he's still right there. He just ducked down, and so you can see him there. When I first turn my shoulders, his head's back. And now the reason it's all blurry is I'm moving my shoulders from left to right. He's moving from back to forward. So we're both moving at the same time. So if you expect, and then once he settles in and I start moving my shoulders, then it clears up. And he's also got this little gray entity, or it's got a gray fur and tan skin. We think they call them apple sprites or some sort of little creature on his head, side of his head, shoulder. And like I said, I come back and he's gone. He was right in there and he's kind of ducked down. And I've got some loops. Here's the loops. I loop it 4 times so you can kind of see it better. It's closer up. See him there? I'm just going back and forth in the loop. The head comes forward. And his head's back. Moves forward, settles in, pushes his snout. Note, they all do this. Sasquatch do it and they do it. Keep the eyes covered, peeking. See how that lays across his snout? Eyes of recognition. If I see eyes looking at me, I know something's in there. That's why they hide their eyes. Moves forward, and then there he is. So, here's some still captures of the old boy. I did a negative and then the positive. See, that's just so big. I hate it. It's too big. You can actually see it better there. And the comparisons here. You can see his flat nose here. This is a sketch that I did taking actual components. There's a few frames when he's leaning his head forward where you can actually see the right eye. So that is, I just cut the right eye out, and that's his forehead. Now, this one was off of Sheila, not Sheila, what's her name? The Martin case. And a lady and her husband, her family were attacked or terrorized by a group of these. And Linda Godfrey wrote about it, and it actually made it into a couple of those History Channel things. And I sent her, she saw this, and she actually, it's on my website, where she actually said that this, except for the ears, this creature looks the closest to what they saw. So based on kind of the TV show, because she said the ears were on the side of the head, not on the top. I made this sketch. So, and like I said, a lot of the components of the forehead and stuff came from the actual still captures. But that's what a flathead looks like. And don't want to really see that in the woods. I don't know about you. Here's that little entity. And for those who have seen my stuff, I know you're getting tired. You don't have to watch this. This is for those. There are new people coming to the channel every day, really, every day. I mean, Steve talks about it, and I'm getting new people to my channel as well. And they don't, people just don't go back and, watch the history. So, when you say something or mention something, they're like, huh, what? What are you talking about? Dogman, what the heck? So, it's, you just kind of have to keep repeating things, but you can see this little thing's right on the side of its head, not shoulders there. Very creepy little thing. There's also one of the things we found. Let me go to the footprints. I'm just kind of wandering all over the place, but there are a couple different variants as far as the footprints. There's one with a 3-toed print, and there's one with a 4-toed print. The one thing that the 3 and the 4-toed variants have in common is they have like a small foot. In other words, a canine has a pad, and it's a short pad. But these things have a elongated foot. For their front legs, they literally have hands. I've seen them. They look like raccoon. They look like if you've ever seen a raccoon's front hands, paws. That's what theirs. They look like. They have thumb and 4 or 5 fingers, so they're more hand-like. But their feet are canine-like. But the pad, they have a heel behind the pad, and the pad's elongated. This was in the mud a few years ago. You can see here's the toe, 1, 2, 3. There's the pad, and right behind it's the heel imprint. And so this little footprint here is about 6 inches, I'd say. There's my knife, and it's 4 inches. But you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, and there's the toes. There's the pad, and then there's a break between the pad, and then here's the heel. And so, that's obviously not a normal canine footprint. And there, let's see. Here's another one. Here's it to the side. Again, this is a different one. You can see here my knife's about 4 inches long, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3 toes. You can see where the pad of a ant dog would be, and then you have a heel back here. This was a different print in the series. I found there was a trackway, and it was just an old muddy horse trail, and it had come out of the woods, walked up this horse trail maybe 10 or 12 yards, and then went off to the left. And its stride was about 4 feet, 4.5 feet. It was bipedal. These were left, right, left, right, uh, and those were the best couple in the run there. Now there's also I think here's another one. That's a good. Yeah, that's the good one. That's that. You can really see the heel print there. Good. So that's one three-toed variant. Now there's a four-toed one, and I've got, if I can find it, there's the four-toe. This is the same area. This is a four-toed variant, and you can see it's a little bit larger. I've got an 11-inch foot, so that's probably, that's a good 6-7 inches long. And again, notice the normal pad, and then see how it's elongated, and then there's a break, and you can see the heel print right there. See how diamond shaped and long that pad is. And then there's like a little break, and there's a heel mark. There's like another pad that makes up the heel behind it. So, and this was crossing a horse trail. There was like I think on this series there was 3 prints. 2 of them had been obliterated by people and horses, and this was still there, pretty clear. You can see here where it stepped on that and broke. There was a twig. I cleaned it up, but there's a twig that broke and went across here, and so you can see where it stepped on it right there with its heel. So there are your variants. I want to hang on. I think last weekend I went back to Tellico. There's a healthy population of these crazy things in the Tellico area. If you look it up, Tellico Lake, Morganton Road Cemetery area, Tellico Parkway, that area seems to have a pretty healthy population of these things. And all these variants came from that one area. So in that one area, you have the horse-headed ones. You have these that look like a dog, more dog-like, and then you have the flatheads. Here is a thing I did where Steve had posted the pictures of that. Just open it. Had posted that skull that was found over, I think, North Carolina, which is not very far from where I'm at. And I overlaid the flatheads, very similar, has very close. It was interesting. You can't say yay or nay, but very interesting. Let's see. I've got one more print. Yeah. I was hiking last week, and I found where there was a game trail crossed the hiking trail. It was a marked hiking trail, but there was a game trail coming down a fence row, and it went down to the lake. And I found this print was going uphill, and it was muddy, so it had pressed in. So I need to go grab that real quick, and I'll be back. Okay, so here are the still captures I took with my phone. It's a 3-toed. You can see it kind of pushed up into the moss here, but here's its heel, and then you got 1, 2, 3 toes. And there's another picture. Zoom in here for you. Let's see, there's the heel, and you got the disturbance here. His toes just went, literally, it was uphill, so it just went up under the ground here, up under the pushed up the moss here. You got 1, 2, 3. Got 3 toes there that went up under there. Kind of see a little bit of the pad right there. And that one, and we'll look at the other one. And here, just a different picture, different angle. See there. So there's that one that that was last week. So they're very active in that area. This was going from my right to left, coming from the lake, going up a hill along the trail. Of course, the fence was down, but as you went on up the hill, it went into a growed up fence road that then went into a farmland there off of Tellico Lake. For information on where Linda Godfrey is the go-to person at lindagodfrey.com. This is her blog, and you can find her other information here, get a hold of her. She has books, podcasts, all kinds of stuff, pics. There's Linda. We've talked several times on the phone. I never got to meet her, but she's a very, very smart and a very nice lady. And you can see all of the different things she's done. And as far as my stuff, I wanted to go back. The lady's name that made the special that Linda Godfrey wrote about was Shelley Rockwell Martin. And that's, she commented, "I just watched Scott's encounter again. That's the closest to what we saw that I've seen yet. All but the ear placement on the head." So, I tried to get the ear placement right. Oh, they took down the video. Good. Great. That was the video, the eyewitness video. But yes, I got to go update that comment or content. And then, of course, I have my Sasquatch Awareness Project, and I continually update this. This has information concerning Sasquatch. This is my mission statement. And I'll show you the video there of the white Sasquatch so you can see what one really looks like. That was on the back trail camera, and this is just looped over and over. You can see here he's ducking down behind the foliage. It's not flowers or all kinds of other stuff everybody tries to claim it is. But anyway, you can see here I do have a section on orbs, Dogman, and other high strangeness, and I'm going to expand this. I talk about orbs and UFOs, ET Greys, of course the Dogman, and I'm definitely gonna have it made up my mind whether I'm gonna pull the Dogman out and have his own tab or not, because basically, the Dogman creature could have its own page, but I think it's part of the whole. There's strange stuff in the woods, and for right now, I don't know where else to put it. When we were doing the Sasquatch Genome Project, you just didn't talk about Dogman. It was taboo. Now it's the big thing. Now it's the end thing to talk about. But back then, I had actually separated from the Sasquatch stuff because I didn't want to think I was nuts. But this is a good resource. This is everything. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's all the knowledge that I've accumulated, and I tried to put it in a digestible, concise website where you can get information. And of course, if you need to get a hold of me, here is you can email me here at bf.field.journal@gmail.com, and I get hundreds of emails. So forgive me, I'm a working guy. I get back with people just as soon as I can. But I will get back to you, and I'll do whatever I can to help you. Like I said before, I will have the links in this video. Hopefully next time I can get out and do some stuff. I've been doing my review. If you were wondering what that was that popped up, this gets back to, it's pareidolia. There's nothing there, because, I noticed this. I thought it was weird. Trust me, if I, anything I post from now on, I'm looking for that money shot. I'm looking at my back trail stuff from the last 10 years. That's hopefully I'll get one stepping out in the trail looking at me. That's, where there's no doubt, either you got two conclusions. Either I hired a man in a suit and a hoax, or it's the real deal. But this was just, it's weird. This thing was watching me right from, and we were zooming in and out because we knew we were being watched. You can kind of see its creepy little eye right there. And this is in the area, there's its eye again, almost like snake eye. See it? This is so marginal. I'm not about this. I was just doing for myself to see if I could see anything. So anyway, anywho, with that said, hopefully I'll get out and can get out in the woods and do some more videos for you from there. Good things were coming. Like I said, hopefully me and Steve can work together on a project to get this information out that he keeps talking about. We'll see what happens. COVID, and this is a fluid situation, so regardless of whether what happens, I'll continue to develop information and get it out there and do my best to help people. So you guys have a good week. Be safe out there, and we'll talk to you next time.